Are we early?
As always.
She's still sleeping. Anyway, it's my favorite time of the month.
Of course, it's your favorite time of the month. You always get everything you want.
Of course now, how are we going to get from point A to point B if we don't have transport? And speaking of getting from point A to point B, I hope good sis has me in the budget for the month because these flight tickets are not going to get any cheaper. Just saying.
Meanwhile, some of us live in the real world with real problems. I need new lights. New lights would seriously elevate my content because how am I supposed to compete with the people out there with this? How?
You that just arrived, do you have money to pay for special luggage when we start traveling? Asking for lights. Where will she pack this light?
Seriously?
Anyway, in my line of work, reputation is everything. You can't have people walking around talking about how she's still owing studio bills. Can't be embarrassing me like this out in the public.
Yo, I have races that I want to take part in, so I hope she buys tickets. I hope she's budgeted for that because these tickets are selling out fast. Okay. And I'm also gonna need running shoes.
Again? Did she just get new shoes just the other day?
Yeah.
Do you guys want pain-free knees?
I thought as much. So, moving on.
Whoa.
We don't have much time.
Guys.
Let's get into
What
it.
time is it? Hi. Like, I know it's that time of the month, but are you guys serious? Like, you wouldn't even let me sleep? Do we really have to do this right now?
Yes, we have to do it right now.
But I just woke up. Okay, fine. Well, I'm busy talking about how you want to do this right now. I don't see academic. Guys, I know we're not a very big fan of academic, but we must remember that she pays for everything here. So this meeting can't happen without her. Call her. Like, seriously, guys. Okay. I am no actress. We can all agree on that. But I thought dramatizing my inner dialogue in the skit that you saw before this was a much better way of talking about those inner tensions around making decisions on tight resources than just sitting here and talking about them, right? So in that skit, it looks like I'm just talking about making decisions around allocating my financial resources, but it applies to all the areas of my life. So as always, I'm thinking about frameworks, perspective that I can take with me when dealing with the decision-making overload that I'm dealing with right now to make it just a little less overwhelming for me. That's what this video is going to be about. Hello, I am Ajo, and this is my visual diary in which I document all the mental states, emotions, and practical realities of building a fulfilling life from the inside out. Later on, I'm going to show you a day where I go to studio and I work on some music, my first Afrobeat project. Quite excited about it. So stick around for that. But for now, let's get into the whole decision-making problem because it is a big problem in my life.
So I don't think I did a good job of framing the reasons why this conversation is so important for me to have right now. So I'm going to do it quickly. I'm realizing that my indecisiveness is no longer ignorable. Before I could just be indecisive and know, okay, and move on. But now, especially with content creation, and I need to create content, put it out there and move on to the next piece of content, create it, put it out there. Oh my God. Watch me sit for 3 hours trying to decide between two thumbnails that are practically identical twins. It is unsustainable. It's unsustainable. No wonder everything runs late because I spend too much time sitting there overthinking, overanalyzing everything I want to put out. It's just too much time spent overthinking the decisions I want to make, big and small. In the rest of the video, I explain how I want to move forward, but I didn't explain why I am in this situation of perpetual indecisiveness, crippling indecisiveness. And it's because I have attached my sense of self, my sense of worth to what the results of these decisions might be, right? So if I decide to spend my money this way, if I decide to spend my energy like this, if I decide to go with that thumbnail and not that one, if I decide to record the song like this or sing it like that or do this or do that and it works, great, then I'm great. But if it doesn't work, then maybe I'm not as creative as I thought I was. Maybe I'm not as smart, engaging, funny. Maybe I'm just not what I thought I was. And that will be a terrible disaster from where I'm standing right now. So what do? I sit there overthinking every detail because how do I best position this piece of content to appear in a certain way? But the truth is, I have no control over how people may perceive what I do, what I create, who I am, and all of those things. And focusing on those things just makes me paralyzed. It doesn't allow me to move forward efficiently. And I need to be able to do that if I'm going to create content consistently and actually get the content out there, because you don't know how much content I'm sitting on that have not been posted because I just cannot decide how I would like it to go. And then time passes, it becomes stale, and it never sees the light of day. It's not sustainable. So then I was able to put all of these reflections into 4 actionable perspectives that I think can help me make decisions more efficiently moving forward. And that's what I'm going to share now.
So the first thing that I'm taking with me is redefining decisions. What is a good decision? I feel like for the past few videos, my first point is always redefining things, because I feel like definitions matter. How you define something determines how you're going to engage with it, how you're going to relate with it, and how you're going to let it influence you in reverse, right? So that's why it starts with looking at it differently and changing my perspective around that, because I feel like once that layer is done, the rest, the actions sort of follow more naturally. If I'm making my decisions based on the outcomes that are attached to those decisions, I would never make any decisions because I don't know what the outcomes would be. I have no control over the outcomes of my decisions. I only have control over the decisions. What then will make a decision good for me, given that I don't have control over the outcome, is the mindset with which I made the decision, that the decision was made from a place of integrity, that the decision aligned with my internal value system, my principles, the current season of my life, the priorities that are currently, dominating my life, the information that I have. Understanding that I have no control and focusing my decision making on my value system and my priorities releases me from the outcome obsession and anchors me more in the process rather than the performance or the destination, right? The second thing is also something that I just found so profoundly world-changing is treating my decisions as drafts that have to go through an iteration process, right? Oh, the freedom! Like, it is not set in stone. The decision is not final. The decision can always be modified, redrafted, revised, modified, adjusted. Whatever the thing needs to happen, it can happen. So why waste time obsessing about the details of this decision when I can say, let's try out this first draft? It's like writing. You never submit the first draft. You write it out, you get some comments, you get some feedback, you read it again, and then you're like, okay, maybe I changed this, maybe I changed that. I'm trying to look at it as a data gathering activity, right? Where if I make this decision, it doesn't work, now I have information that I can turn into something useful for the next thing that I'm going to try. So again, this liberates me from the, oh my gosh, what if this is the wrong decision? Because what even is that? A wrong decision? We don't know. We find out only afterwards, right? So thinking about my decisions as drafts gives me the freedom to make the decisions and act without pretending or deluding myself that I somehow control the future or have some special insight into the future, because I don't. I need to just let it unfold, right? Right, so I'm now going to stop here and show you my day at the studio and what happens around that. And then at the very end of the video, I'm going to put the last part of the skit where I actually allocate the resources and you can see who got what and who didn't get what. So stick around for that. So my studio sessions actually start before the studio session, where I open my project on GarageBand. It's a platform that allows amateur musicians like me to create music. I don't create any instrumentals. I wouldn't know what the hell to do with that. So my very talented producer from Ghana that I met while I was there has already created everything. All I do is import the instrumentals as a track here, and then I use the platform to write the song, lay the lead vocals how I want them to be, the
harmonies, the ad libs, everything that is required to make the song full besides the actual instrumentals. I create them here so that I'm not doing that when I get to the studio, because studio time is expensive. You can't be doing that kind of work there. And then before the studio, I spend a couple of hours just going over that, reminding myself of the lyrics, because even me, I don't know the lyrics of my songs. I remind myself the energy that I want the song to have, how I want people to feel when they listen, and that's what I'm doing in this clip here. And then I got ready for the studio. I actually filmed the whole getting into the Uber and driving, but somehow lost that footage. So this is me in the live room at Blaze Studio in Paden Airline in Cape Town. And this is where you can come record live recordings. They've offered me a free session, but I'm waiting to produce all my songs, choose the one I want to do a single for, and then do a live version of that for promotion. So that's my clever plan. So anyway, and that's me drinking my lemon, ginger, and honey tea to, lubricate the things that need to be lubricated before the session. And then I'm here doing my warm-ups. Look, everything that's glamorous about music happens after the studio. Everything before is just very basic, monotonous, and high-key weird, because what am I doing? What am I doing? Sam laughing at me. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're ready to start. I'm going to let you watch a bit of the session uninterrupted as Sam and I lay the vocals for Tension. Yes, the song is called Tension because the people shall be tensioned. Okay, Sam is tough on me and I like that. That's the reason I really enjoy working with him.
I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'm on my body.
Oh.
Da 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 ba da 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 da. I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'ma move my body really smooth tonight, moving round and around, got you hypnotized, hips and thighs, thick and nice, don't deny. Bad boy, you out, wanna sleep inside. I'ma make you lose your mind.
You're gonna do that technically, but let's listen.
Da 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 ba da 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 da. I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'ma move my body really smooth tonight, moving round and around, got you hypnotized, hips and thighs, thick and nice, don't deny. Bad boy, you out, wanna sleep inside. I'ma make you lose your mind.
Let's do that again.
All right.
The take is nice, but yeah, let's see.
Da 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 ba da 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 da. I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'ma move my body really smooth tonight, moving round and around, got you hypnotized, hips and thighs, thick and nice, don't deny. Bad boy, you out, wanna sleep inside. I'ma make you lose your mind.
Much better.
All right. Even though I feel like the beginning of that other one was better than the beginning of this one.
Let's just take one more take.
Okay.
And see
what we get.
Yeah.
If not. Okay, yes.
Da 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 da. I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'ma move my body really smooth tonight, moving round and around, got you hypnotized, hips and thighs, thick and nice, don't deny. Bad boy, you out, wanna sleep inside. I'ma make you lose your mind.
This is a much better take.
Okay.
Let's do this. So let's give it a listen.
Yeah.
Da 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 ba da 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 da. I'm in the mood tonight, feeling finger licking good tonight. I'ma move my body really smooth tonight, moving round and around, got you hypnotized, hips and thighs, thick and nice, don't deny. Bad boy, you out, wanna sleep inside. I'ma make you lose your mind.
Voice that's open. I was worried about that.
It's open. Okay, now.
All right, let's go on to the next thing. So that's a sneak peek into what my studio sessions look like. My previous project, the session looked very different because I had live musicians in the studio recording. But this is what this looks like. And to be honest, I think I prefer this. Yeah, so that's Sam, my Oga at the top.
Ajo. It is well.
It is well, my brother. It is well. But anyway, we've laid the vocals, the lead vocals for Tension, and now we are doing the harmonies. And this is where my projects on GarageBand comes in handy, because where would I be now? I cannot remember what I did. I cannot remember. Look at me.
I would never have remembered this.
Look at me. Are you not embarrassed? But anyway, I'm glad I was prepared. So that's studio essentially. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to move on to the next thing. When I got home, I did a young 5K run because we finished a little earlier. I only did one song. I planned to do a bit more, but I only did one song. So I actually had time to go out for that run. It was a nice run. It's cold as hell outside, but I made it. I don't go running with my phone in Cape Town, unfortunately. So I have nothing to show you there. I'm sorry. So that's me headed out. And then I got back. I did my stretches, which I didn't film because my sister, creating content is not for the weak. I was tired. Okay, I was tired. But I showered, twisted my hair for bed, and that's me calling it a night. All right, let's get back to the other video. Okay, so that was my day at the studio. I hope now you have some insight into what studio day looks like. It's very boring. It's very boring. It's very repetitive, a lot of work. Like you sing the same thing. Like, okay, there are some people who go into the studio, they land it first try. They sing it, it's right, we're like, we don't need to try anymore. But me, after the first try, we must try and try and try again until we are convinced that I cannot do better. Then we can move on to the next part. So my studio sessions can take very long. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me take you through the last two things that I'm doing to help me navigate this decision-making wahala that I've been dealing with. The third point that I want to say, believing that I have what it takes to deal with the outcomes of my decisions. Yes, I may not have control over them, but whatever comes out of them, trust me, I can handle it. That kind of belief is what I'm trying to cultivate right now. Because if I really look at my life, it is constantly a situation of me navigating my way in and out of good and bad decisions that I've taken. It's nothing new. So why is it that I am now then like letting decisions like get me paralyzed when there is a history, a track record of me making decisions, finding out that they were good or they were bad, and navigating my way out of them? This time is not going to be any different. I can do it again, right? If I make a decision and it turns out not to be the right one, well, we will pivot in another direction. We'll take the lessons that we've learned, take the information that we've gathered, the data that we've gathered from going down that path in the first place, and see how we can redirect it into something else. But I'm not going to let the fear of the outcome paralyze me. Instead, I'm going to what is the word? I'm going to nurture my confidence in my ability to deal with whatever outcomes might arise from my decisions. I think that is very, very powerful. Like, I've never really thought about it like that until I started shooting this video, you know, that can free me from so much pressure if I just let myself believe that anyhow we did, we shall overcome. And then I'll be liberated to make the decision because I know I can come back from it no matter what, right? And not any decision. Remember, the decision must be anchored to my values and to integrity and all of those things, because those are the kinds of decisions that you may be able to come back from. And the last thing, which I think I already touched on in the previous video, was creating systems, templates, frameworks, anything that helps reduce the amount of decisions that I can make as much as I can. So I can't not make decisions for content. I can't not make decisions about music or about the research or about my fitness, my health, my whatever. But are there things that I can do to reduce the number, right? So I already mentioned in that video that I have checklists for what goes in the video, what happens before the video shoot, and what happens at the time of publishing. And I'm building them. I don't yet have it all set in stone. I'm in the trial and error phase, but I'm trying to really build this templates, like even right down to my food, like how do I make this work? Maybe I tell myself if I know I'm going to be buying food all the time, I go, in fact, it's already what I do. I only have a few places that I go to buy food from. So I buy my food, or I order it online. I go to that one shop, I get the same thing that I get every single time, and I eat, and I know I'll be happy. Because now if I sit there trying to say, what else could I have? That could turn into a 1 hour activity of scrolling through all the menus, only to end up back right where I started with the same thing I always order every single time. So it's a waste of my time. So now I just go and I order the thing I always order and move on, because I don't have the time to sit there thinking and pondering. So yeah, just to repeat, the 4 things that I'm taking with me into this season is, first, redefining what a good decision looks like. And that is a decision that's made with integrity and one that's aligned with my values, my priorities, and the overall season that I'm in. The second is treating my decisions as drafts, not as things that are set in stone, like the 10 commandments of Moses, right? These we can change. We can come and modify as needed until we get to the place that is good for us. The third thing is trusting that I have what it takes to deal with the outcomes of my decisions, regardless of what they may be. So that frees me to make the decisions, knowing that whatever comes, I've got this under control. And the last one is creating templates, systems, anything that simplifies the process. That's this video. I hope you found it helpful, interesting, entertaining in one way or the other. And if you did, pop me a comment, let me know which part of the video you liked the most, because this will help me also tailor the content in a way that is appealing for you and appealing for me. I definitely had many aha moments while I was preparing for it, and filming the skit was so fun, I have to say. It's a lot of work, a shit ton of work, but it was so worth it. And yeah, expect more. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Do the things, share it with someone who's in the space who might find this relatable. I'm gonna let you watch the end of that skit now. I won't be back here, but then I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Well, I'm busy talking about how you want to do this right now. I don't see academic. Guys, I know we're not a very big fan of academic, but we must remember that she pays for everything here. So this meeting can't happen without her. Call her. Like, seriously, guys. Okay. Hi, Academia.
Good morning. Okay, transport. You and Diet. Where's Diet, by the way? She's always late. You guys get what you want, but please, can we try and stay inside the house sometimes? It's not everyday Uber, not everyday Bolt. I beg you, try and be staying in the house. Thank you. Music. You know we have an agreement with the studio, right? By the time the songs are in my possession, I will be done paying. So no one is going to go around saying that we are not paying our bills. So let's calm down on that front. You've been taken care of. There's nothing in this month's budget for you.
Whatever.
Next, fitness. No, you can't be this greedy. I know you're excited about the races and stuff. You know that they booked us out next races already. So there's no more money for races. And we got new shoes last month and had a whole expensive physiotherapy session together with those new shoes. So please, content, please. Don't even give me that face. You're acting like the little tripod and small lights that we bought, all the small things we're doing here. You can't be acting like I don't give you anything ever. Like, and we just started. So
I can see y'all don't have respect for me, so I'm going to go because I can't do this. I'm going to go keep doing what I can with what I have. And I hope next month we're having a different conversation because this is not on. Clearly, I'm not suffering enough.
Why is she so always uptight? Why is she always so serious? I mean, I'm used to that from academia. Sorry. My bad. But like, what's wrong with her? Oh my gosh. And you, Madam Well Traveler, you are the main girl this month. So relax. Not that you are stressed or anything. You never are. Must be nice. And the rest of you, don't be jealous. We do you every day. This one is once or a couple of times a year. So you're sorted. I don't want to hear from you again. There's no more money in the budget for you. The whole year, we're sorting it out now and that's it. Great. Same time next month, I'm guessing?
Yep.
I at least sleep till a decent time of the morning. I guess not. Okay.